Friends, this is the story of a parasite that enters people's brains through their ears and takes complete control over their entire brain. Now, let's see what this parasite will make humans do after controlling them. At the beginning of the story, we see many parasites and strange, creepy creatures emerging from a dirty sea and starting to move toward the city. After this, we see a husband and wife sleeping peacefully, but then a parasite comes and enters the man's ear. For a while, the man writhes in pain, but then he becomes calm. Too calm. Something inside him has already changed forever. His wife has no idea that the man sleeping next to her is no longer human. Next, we see a boy named Shinichi. He was listening to music peacefully when another parasite tries to enter his ear. But since Shinichi had earphones on, the parasite instead enters through his nose. Shinichi tells his mom that something pricked his hand, but his mom says he's joking. She comes to him, pulls one hand away from the other, and sees nothing there. She says, "You're starting to have illusions," and leaves. Shinichi wonders where that prick went. You can feel something is already wrong, but no one believes him yet. The next morning, while Shinichi is having breakfast, we see the same man from earlier. His right hand has turned into a strange creature with many eyes. Before his wife can understand anything, the man eats his wife, meaning the parasite has completely taken over his brain. That man is gone forever. Now we see Shinichi again, going to school with his friend Satomi. But Shinichi's behavior has changed a bit today, and he has no control over his right hand. He touches Satomi inappropriately, and she gets angry and leaves. This was not Shinichi. It was the parasite inside his hand acting out. Then in class, his eraser falls. When he reaches to pick it up, his hand stretches and grabs it from far away. Shinichi is shocked but doesn't say anything. Later, while playing basketball, Shinichi uses that same hand to shoot the ball into the hoop from far away, a shot no normal human could make. His friends cheer, but Shinichi knows something is terribly wrong. He is confused and scared. What is happening to his hand? Shinichi is confused about what's happening to his hand, so he goes home and searches online. Then an eye appears from his hand. Shocked, he sees it, but the eye goes back inside. He's about to cut his hand to take the eye out when his hand turns into a big snake and scares him. Then it turns into a small creature. Shinichi is terrified, but then the creature speaks. "I'm starving." Shinichi asks, "What's happened to my hand?" The creature mimics him. Then it says, "I've eaten your hand." It asks Shinichi to teach it how to talk. Meanwhile, we see the same man whose body the parasite has taken over completely. That parasite tells Shinichi that it was trying to take over his whole body, but since Shinichi restricted it to his hand, it could only control the hand. Now they are connected. The creature says, "You are my host, and I can't do anything without my host." It asks Shinichi to call it Miji. This changes everything. Shinichi now has a parasite living inside his hand, but his brain is still his own. For now. Miji reads many books through Shinichi at school and learns about humans. It watches students practicing fighting and learns fighting skills just by observing. Every punch, every kick, every move. Then in painting class, Satomi comes and warns Shinichi, "If you do that again, I'll kill you." She looks at his painting and leaves. She doesn't realize a monster is sitting right next to her. At night, while Shinichi is bathing, Miji says, "I need to investigate your body," and examines Shinichi's whole body. One day, on a bus, Miji senses another parasite nearby. Shinichi gets off and goes to a shop, where they see a man whose body is also taken over by a parasite, eating a normal person. That man also senses that Shinichi has a parasite and offers him human meat. But then he realizes Shinichi's brain is still under his own control, and the parasite is only on his hand. Miji senses danger and says, "He's going to kill you now, run." Shinichi tries to escape, but can't open the door. The man comes, cuts off his own hand, and asks Miji to leave Shinichi's hand and come to his. But Miji and Shinichi have become good friends, so Miji refuses. Miji then fights the parasite to save Shinichi. Using the fighting moves Miji saw at school, Miji separates the parasite's brain from its body, killing it. Shinichi escapes through the back door, barely alive. This was a close call. Shinichi can't tell his mom anything. Many people have gone missing in the city, and their bodies are being found, but no one knows parasites are killing and eating them. Shinichi asks Miji to tell his parasite friends not to kill and eat people. Miji replies, "Our food is humans. Just like you humans eat vegetables and animals by killing them, we eat live humans." Since Miji is attached to Shinichi, as long as Shinichi lives, Miji lives, and Miji gets food from Shinichi's body, so Miji doesn't need to kill humans. Miji also threatens Shinichi. "If you try to get rid of me, I'll kill you." Shinichi calls him a demon and goes to sleep. Meanwhile, two police officers find the parasite's dead body at the shop and learn that the dead man had eaten human meat. They start investigating. The next day at school, Miji senses another parasite like himself that has taken over a human. The principal introduces a new teacher, Tamiya Ryoko. Miji and Shinichi realize Tamiya is that parasite. Tamiya also senses, using her parasite senses, that Shinichi is connected to a parasite. Shinichi goes to Tamiya and she says, "Don't touch me." Tamiya is very different from other parasites. She has done many experiments, even getting pregnant by cooperating with another parasite to see what the child would become. Shinichi asks why she's at school. She says she just wants to live like normal people. She notices Satomi watching and tells Shinichi to meet her after school so Satomi doesn't think he's fallen for the new teacher. After school, Shinichi meets Tamiya. She has called two other parasites, a high school student named Shimada and an officer named Mr. A. Tamiya explains that to survive, parasites must cooperate and form a network, sharing information so they can hide from humans and hunt for food. She invites Shinichi to join. Shinichi refuses, calling them monsters. Tamiya agrees they are monsters. She reveals that she and Mr. A experimented, and she became pregnant. When Miji says that means she's carrying a human baby because she used a human body, Tamiya asks, "Then who are we? If we're carrying human babies, what are we really?" She says their purpose in living is unclear, which is why she created the network and is thinking about the future of parasites. She threatens Shinichi. If he doesn't join them or tries to act against them, she'll destroy the entire school in 3 seconds. Scared, Shinichi watches them leave. Miji warns Shinichi to be careful of Mr. A. He doesn't trust him. Later, we see Mr. A and Shimada eating humans. They go to Tamiya, who is experimenting on herself, eating human-like food instead of humans to try to live like them. She says to survive among humans, they must think like humans. Shinichi is worried, but can't tell his mom. He asks her to stay home because there are many parasites outside, but she doesn't take him seriously. One night, on his way home, Shinichi encounters Mr. A, who knows Shinichi and Miji killed the parasite at the shop. Mr. A attacks Shinichi. Miji fights him in a fierce battle. Shinichi then stabs an iron pipe into Mr. A's body, causing him to bleed heavily. The parasite weakens and falls. Shinichi runs home. But Mr. A leaves his body and hides on the road. Shinichi's mom passes by, and the parasite enters her body. This is the moment everything falls apart. Miji senses the parasite coming toward them and tells Shinichi to hide. Shinichi's mom comes home. Miji realizes Mr. A is now in her body. Shinichi can't believe it. The parasite directly attacks Shinichi's heart, wounding him. Shinichi falls, with a hole in his chest. He is dying. To save Shinichi, Miji goes into his heart. Days pass. Miji returns to Shinichi's heart, and Shinichi wakes up fully healed. Miji explains he left a part of himself in Shinichi's heart to repair it, saving his life. But Shinichi isn't happy to be alive. He feels he has nothing left to live for and cries bitterly. The next day, Shinichi meets Satomi on the road. She tries to talk, but Shinichi's behavior has changed again. He ignores her and runs straight to Tamiya. He asks where Mr. A is. Tamiya pretends not to know, though she knows everything. Miji tells her Mr. A left the police officer's body and took Shinichi's mom's body. Shinichi says Mr. A was connected to you, so you must know where he is. Tamiya refuses to tell him. Shinichi pulls a knife to threaten her, but Tamiya catches it and throws it back at him, purposely missing. She leaves. The police officers find Mr. A's original body and realize the same person who killed the shop owner also killed this officer. They are confused because this officer also ate humans before dying. Rumors have spread in the city that parasites are hiding inside human bodies, but most think it's just gossip. Shinichi searches everywhere for his mom. One day, he comes to a place where politicians are asking for votes. Miji and Shinichi sense that one politician is a parasite, and there are many others there too. Miji is shocked that parasites have advanced so far as to enter politics. He happily says, "One day, parasites will take over the whole world." The two police officers come to Shinichi's house, suspicious of him. Shinichi cleverly lies to them, and they leave. After many days, Shinichi returns to school. Shimada has been transferred to their school by Tamiya to keep an eye on Shinichi. Meanwhile, the officers learn a way to identify parasites. If you pluck a hair from a human with a parasite, the hair will curl. Shinichi meets Satomi, who offers to make him dinner. While shopping, they find a dead puppy on the road. Shinichi picks it up and throws it in the trash. Satomi is horrified. Shinichi says, "It's just bones and a body now. Nothing else is left." Shinichi has started thinking like a parasite. Satomi leaves him, but Shinichi doesn't care. The next day in art class, a girl jokingly plucks a hair from Shimada, and it turns black and curls. The girls realize Shimada is a parasite. Shimada knows his secret is out and attacks them, turning into a monster. The girls scream. Satomi bravely throws a chemical at Shimada, burning him, but this enrages him, and he attacks wildly. Many girls die. Shinichi arrives to find several dead. Miji calms him and tells him to be brave. Shinichi rescues Satomi. Shinichi fights him. Tamiya arrives, tells Shimada to calm down, then throws a bomb and leaves. Shinichi takes Satomi downstairs. Shimada survives and kills the police officers. Shinichi turns Miji into a bow, shoots an iron rod like an arrow into Shimada, killing him. Tamiya appears and gives Shinichi the address of Mr. A, his mom. Shinichi goes there and finds his mom. He follows her to a bridge. Miji gets sleepy, turns into a weapon, and falls asleep. Shinichi fights Mr. A using that weapon. He's about to kill Mr. A when he hears his mom's voice. Her consciousness is still partially alive. Mr. A attacks, but his mom's consciousness makes her hand save Shinichi. Reluctantly, Shinichi has to kill his own mom to destroy Mr. A. When Miji wakes up, Shinichi tells him everything and cries. The parasite politician wins the election. Humans now know about parasites and are planning an operation to save themselves. Shinichi goes to the hospital to meet Satomi and decides he will hunt down and kill all parasites. Someone watches him and takes a photo of Shinichi with Miji. The police discover that parasites are real and they're hiding in plain sight. So a special mission is launched. It's called Human Life Production. The goal is simple but terrifying. Identify every parasite and eliminate them before they kill more innocent people. Two police officers are put in charge of this secret operation. They bring in a very unusual man to help them, a former serial killer named Uragami. Now, why would police work with a killer? Because Uragami has a bizarre but incredibly useful talent. He can look at a person and instantly tell if they're a parasite or a normal human.
Creepy, right?
But also very effective. The police bring several people in front of Uragami, one by one. He studies their faces, their eyes, their micro-expressions. But none of them turn out to be parasites. Then Shinichi walks into the room. Uragami stares at him for a long moment, longer than usual. He notices something unusual about Shinichi. Something doesn't feel completely human. But Uragami can't figure it out. There's no clear sign of a parasite. Finally, after a long pause, Uragami declares that Shinichi is human. So Shinichi is allowed to leave. But Shinichi doesn't stop his personal mission. He keeps hunting parasites at night. While leaving the police area, he finds a parasite in the middle of attacking and eating a human. Shinichi doesn't hesitate. With Miji's help, Miji shapeshifts his hand into sharp blades. Shinichi destroys that parasite by stabbing it directly in the heart.
Clean kill.
After the fight, Shinichi feels a strange sensation. Someone is watching him from the shadows. He turns his head quickly, but he doesn't see anyone. He assumes it's nothing and leaves. But here's the truth. There was a man hiding nearby. He had a camera with a long lens and he was taking photos of Shinichi. This man's name is Koromori, and he's working for someone we'll meet soon. That night, Shinichi is at home cooking food with Miji. They have a quiet conversation. Shinichi tells Miji something very dangerous. His real goal is not just to kill random parasites. He wants to kill the leader, the boss of all parasites. And guess who that leader is? The mayor of the city. Yes, the respected, well-dressed mayor is actually the king of the parasites. He has been hiding dozens of other parasites inside City Hall, where no one would ever look. One of his most trusted allies is a female parasite named Tamiya. Here's where the story takes a very unexpected turn. Tamiya has done something no other parasite has ever done in history. She gave birth to a real human baby. She's been experimenting on herself, trying to understand human biology and emotions. And slowly, something strange starts happening inside her. Human emotions begin to grow. She starts feeling love, protectiveness, and even guilt. The mayor doesn't like this. He wants to kill Shinichi and Miji because they've been hunting and killing too many parasites. But Tamiya stops him. She tells the mayor that Shinichi and Miji are special. She believes they are the key to humans and parasites living together peacefully in the future. Honestly, this was a shocking moment. A parasite protecting a human? That's not something you see every day. But Tamiya's transformation is real, and it will cost her everything. The mayor is furious with Tamiya's softness. He doesn't trust her anymore. So, he turns to his most powerful weapon, a parasite named Gotu. Now, Gotu is not a normal parasite. He is something far more terrifying. Most parasites live alone in one human body. But Gotu has not one, not two, but 5 parasites living together inside one single body. One of them is named Mickey. Because he has 5 brains working together, Gotu is incredibly fast, incredibly strong, and nearly impossible to kill. The mayor gives Gotu a simple order. Find Shinichi and Miji and destroy them completely. Meanwhile, Tamiya assigns a human man named Koromori to secretly follow Shinichi. Koromori takes many photos of Shinichi and Miji. The more he watches, the more he believes Shinichi and Miji are dangerous to human society. Now let's talk about Koromori for a moment. He's not a bad man, just lonely. He lives alone with his young daughter. His wife died many years ago. At night, he sits with his daughter and asks her a sweet question. Would you like to have a new mom? His daughter laughs and says, Dad, look at your face. Who would marry you at this age? Koromori doesn't get angry. He just smiles. He's happy because he has fallen in love with someone, Tamiya. The only problem? He has no idea that Tamiya is the leader of all parasites. Meanwhile, we see Satomi, Shinichi's girlfriend. She is angry at Shinichi because he hid the truth about parasites from her. She feels betrayed. She walks away from him. And that's when Shinichi catches Koromori following him. Shinichi confronts him with Miji's help. Shinichi and Miji reveal the shocking truth to Koromori. Tamiya is a parasite. In fact, she is one of the smartest and most powerful parasites alive. Koromori doesn't believe it. He thinks Shinichi is lying. So Shinichi comes up with a clever plan. He meets Tamiya face to face. During their conversation, Tamiya warns Shinichi that other parasites want to kill him. She asks him for more time to teach parasites how to live like humans and eat normal food. But Shinichi secretly records their entire conversation on a small device. After the meeting, Shinichi gives the recording to Koromori as solid proof. Koromori listens to it. His heart breaks into pieces. The woman he loved is not human. She's a parasite. Now Koromori's love turns into something darker, a need for revenge. Koromori decides to expose all the parasites. He goes to City Hall and secretly plants a listening device, a bug, in the mayor's office. But the mayor's parasite guards detect it immediately. The mayor becomes furious. He gives an order without Tamiya's permission. Send parasites to Kuromori's house and kill him. The parasites arrive at night. Kuromori is not home, but his innocent young daughter is there all alone. They kill her. When Kuromori returns home and sees what happened, something inside him snaps. His eyes fill with tears, then with fire. Revenge is all he can think about now. This is the moment Kuromori completely loses himself. You can feel the anger radiating off the screen. Meanwhile, Shinichi is walking somewhere when Miji suddenly warns him, "There are 5 parasites around us, all in one body." Then Miki, who is actually Goto, appears in front of them. Miji immediately understands the danger. He tells Shinichi, "There are 5 parasites in this one body. We cannot win. Run." Shinichi runs. Goto chases him. Miji attacks Goto multiple times, but nothing works. Then Shinichi does something clever. He manages to separate one of the parasites from Goto's body by cutting off a limb. A parasite dies if it's separated from its host body. Shinichi thinks he has killed Goto and leaves. But here's the terrifying truth. The main parasite, Goto, simply moves from the dying limb back into the head. He now controls the remaining 4 parasites easily. Shinichi barely escapes with his life. This was his closest call yet. The next day, Tamiya finds out that the mayor sent parasites to kill Kuromori without her permission. She storms into the mayor's office and warns him, "Don't forget, I'm the one who made you win the election. You are nothing without me." The mayor feels threatened. Some parasites are also turning against Tamiya because they say she has become too emotional, too human. So the mayor makes a deadly decision. He secretly sends 3 powerful parasites to assassinate Tamiya. But Tamiya is not easy to kill. She senses them coming before they even arrive. In one swift, brutal move, she kills all 3 of them instantly. She is that powerful. But when she returns to where she left her baby, the child is gone. Someone has kidnapped it. Tamiya finds a note left behind. It's from Kuromori. He has taken her baby. His revenge has begun. Tamiya becomes furious, more emotional than ever before. She goes to Satomi and forces her to give Shinichi's phone number. Then she calls Shinichi and orders him to come to the location where Kuromori is holding the baby. Shinichi arrives. A crowd gathers. Even the 2 police officers from earlier show up. Kuromori is standing on a high place, holding the baby in his hands. He threatens to throw the baby down to force Tamiya to reveal her true parasite face in front of everyone. And that's exactly what happens. Kuromori throws the baby. Tamiya transforms instantly, catches the baby safely, and then kills Kuromori. But now, the police have seen everything. They know Tamiya is a parasite. Right after this, the police receive information that the mayor has hidden many parasites inside City Hall. They launch a full raid. Officers go room to room, scanning every person's body to see if they are human or parasite. When they find a parasite, they take it outside and kill it immediately. The parasites panic. One of them kills an officer, and chaos explodes. The serial killer Uragami is with them, helping identify parasites. One by one, all the parasites inside City Hall are killed. Finally, the police reach the mayor's office. The mayor gives a long, dramatic speech, just like a real politician. He says, "You think this is your victory? Humans are the real monsters. You kill other species for your own benefit." When his speech ends, the police shoot him dead. But then they discover something shocking. The mayor was never a parasite. He was a human being who supported the parasites. Uragami starts laughing loudly because he knew the truth from the very beginning. While the police are celebrating, Goto appears outside the building. He throws the mayor's severed head down from a rooftop and jumps down himself. The police officers turn and see him. They all fire their weapons at the same time. But Goto creates a shield from his own body and blocks every single bullet. Then he goes on a rampage, killing officer after officer. Meanwhile, other police officers find Tamiya. They know she is a parasite. They shoot her multiple times. But Tamiya doesn't fight back. She uses her own body as a shield to protect her baby. Bullets tear through her. Shinichi screams for them to stop, but it's too late. Tamiya is dying. With her last breath, She hands her baby to Shinichi and says, "Raise him as a normal human being." Then she dies. Shinichi holds the baby and breaks down crying. He remembers his own mother, how she died trying to protect him. The pain is overwhelming. Satomi comes and holds him. The police discover that Goto has killed many of their officers outside. Shinichi joins them to help. Goto sees Shinichi and immediately runs after him. He wants only one target, Shinichi. Shinichi steals a car and drives away. Goto steals a motorcycle and chases him at insane speed. He jumps over the car and lands right in front of Shinichi. Miji saves Shinichi by dropping the car down a hill. They escape into a dark forest. Miji tells Shinichi, "As long as I am inside your body, he will find you. We need to separate and attack him from two sides." Shinichi agrees. He hides behind a tree. Miji attacks Goto from one side and Shinichi attacks from behind. But Goto is too strong. He blocks both attacks easily. Miji then makes a brave decision. He fights all 5 parasites in Goto's body alone and tells Shinichi, "Run. He won't find you now." Shinichi doesn't want to leave his best friend, but he has no choice. He runs. Miji is killed by Goto, or so it seems. Shinichi escapes deep into the forest. He is badly injured, bleeding, weak, barely able to stand. He calls Satomi, and she comes to take care of him. The next morning, Shinichi notices something strange. Some of Miji's cells are still alive inside his own body. You see, in the earlier part of the story, when Shinichi was dying, Miji had left some of his cells inside Shinichi's bloodstream to save his life. Now, those cells begin to regrow. Slowly, Miji reappears in Shinichi's right hand. Shinichi is overjoyed, but also terrified. He knows that Goto will sense Miji's return and come looking for him again. To protect Satomi, Shinichi leaves her and walks straight toward Goto. He leads Goto to an old factory where garbage is burned. Inside the factory, Shinichi fights Goto again. He stabs Goto with a heavy iron rod. But Goto just pulls it out like nothing happened. Goto laughs and says, "You cannot hurt me. I will kill all humans because humans are the real enemies of this planet." But then something changes. Miji reveals his secret plan. Earlier, when Miji died fighting Goto, he had actually slipped inside Goto's body. And the road where they fought earlier was covered in toxic chemicals. Those chemicals are now breaking apart the 5 parasites inside Goto, separating them one by one. You can actually see the parasites leaving Goto's body. One by one, they fall out and die. Only the most dangerous parasite remains. Shinichi grabs that body and throws it into the burning fire. It burns completely. Goto is finally dead. Victory. After some time passes, everything becomes normal again. People start forgetting about the parasite attacks. Life returns to how it was before. Shinichi's life is also peaceful now. He spends time with Satomi. But one day, Miji tells Shinichi something sad. He says, "All the parasites are gone now. There's no more danger. So we should also separate." Miji explains that he'll go into hibernation, a deep sleep. When he does, Shinichi will get his original human hand back. Shinichi begs Miji not to go. He says, "You are my best friend. Please stay." But Miji doesn't listen. He disappears into hibernation. Shinichi's hand returns to normal. Shinichi sits alone and cries. He has lost another close friend. The pain is deep. More time passes. Shinichi and Satomi are finally happy together. They even go to visit Tamiya's son, who is growing up healthy. But then one day, the serial killer Uragami appears again. He sees Satomi and Shinichi together. His old, twisted mind wakes up. He grabs Satomi and takes her to the rooftop of a tall building. Shinichi follows immediately. On the rooftop, Uragami asks Shinichi a dark question. The parasites killed humans to eat them. But tell me, what about humans? You have been killing each other for thousands of years. For land, for money, for revenge. Who is the real monster? Satomi bravely shouts back, "The real monsters are people like you. You enjoy killing." This makes Uragami furious. He pushes Satomi off the rooftop. Shinichi watches Satomi fall. His heart stops. He jumps to save her, but he thinks he's too late. He closes his eyes, unable to watch her hit the ground. All the memories he shared with Satomi flash before his eyes. Then he hears a voice. A familiar voice. Miji's voice. Shinichi opens his eyes. His right hand, Miji's hand, has stretched out and caught Satomi just inches before she would have died. Shinichi pulls her back up to safety. Miji came back one last time to save the person Shinichi loves most in the world. Shinichi looks at his hand and smiles through his tears. He whispers, "Thank you, Miji." And with that emotional moment, the story ends. So friends, this was the complete second part of the Parasyte movie explanation. I hope you felt every moment of suspense, every drop of emotion, and every twist in this incredible story. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. It really helps the channel. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next story. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.